We seek a world of quiet rooms where every edge is smoothed away. We want a life of soft repose where nothing hurts and nothing stays. We think that if we found a place without the noise and without the heat, we finally would find our grace and make our hollow lives complete. But there is a biological law. Comfort is a slow poison. If you remove the struggle, you remove the strength. In the perfect garden, the trees are the first to die. Welcome back to the Simple Tapes. This is your friend Vinny. It's Sunday here in the Rust Belt. I am sitting in my room. It is freezing out today. Looking at the glass in my window, frost on the edges. I could see the trees shaking in the yard. My instinct is to seal the cracks on my windowsill, to make this room perfectly quiet and perfectly still, to keep the world on the other side of the pain, on the other side of the pain. Today, we are looking at why that instinct is a trap. We have been through the rust bath. We have been under the sandblaster. Now we are looking at the physics of resistance. We are talking about why easy is a death sentence for the soul. In biology, there is a concept called hormesis. That is hormesis. It is the idea that a small amount of stress actually makes an organism stronger. It is a low dose of poison that triggers a high dose of repair and resilience. If you live in a perfectly sterile room, your immune system atrophies. If you never lift anything heavy, your muscles become degenerate. We treat simple as if it means easy, but they are not the same thing. A mountain path is simple, but it is not easy. Early researchers referred to it as the alchemists knew that gold was forged in the fire, not in the shade. When we try to make our lives perfectly easy, we are building what scientists call a closed system. And in a closed system, the rust of stagnation always takes over. A little story. In 1991, in the desert of Arizona, they built Biosphere 2. It was a 3-acre glass dome, a perfect world. They had a miniature ocean and a rainforest. There were no predators, there were no storms, no form of stress or adversity possible. It was all perfect. It was Eden on earth. The trees inside grew faster than they did in the wild. They shot up towards the glass and towards the sun, lush and green. They looked like the most successful trees on earth. But then something strange happened. Before the trees reached full maturity, they just fell over. They did not die of disease. They did not run out of water. Their own weight simply snapped them in half. The scientists realized they had forgotten one element: the wind. In the wild, wind constantly pushes against a tree. This stress forces the tree to produce something called reaction wood. It is a specialized, dense tissue. It acts like a biological anchor. Because the trees in the glass house had no wind, they never produced reaction wood. They were tall, but they were hollow. A confession. I was a man in search of ease. I spent years trying to build my own biosphere. I thought that being an instructor and a grad student was a burden I needed to escape. I wanted to eliminate the wind, the student emails, the grading, the tight deadlines, the difficult coworkers, the office politics. I thought that if I could just stay inside the glass house, I would finally grow with no stress, no adversity. But I realized I was just becoming a biosphere tree. I was getting tall. I had the titles, but I was fragile. I had no reaction wood to hold me up because I had not been stressed enough to be strong and sway with the wind instead of snapping in half. A tree that has no wind to fight will never stand against the night. That's one of the most important phrases that I heard from my MMA coach, and it is very relevant to what we're talking about now. So here's my challenge to you this week. Stop cursing the wind. Look at the stressor in your life right now. The difficult project, the car that will not start, the conversation you are avoiding. Do not look at it as a problem to be eliminated. Look at it as resistance. That stress is the only thing forcing your soul to grow reaction wood. This week, lean into one difficult thing. Take the cold shower. Do the ordinary work that you usually outsource because it's too much trouble. You do not need a life without wind. You need to be the kind of tree that knows how to sway with the wind. The soft life is a lie. Keep the wind in your face. It is the only thing keeping you upright. And hey, one small thing before you go. Look at the glass in your window. It looks invisible, but it is working. It is holding back the weight of the outside atmosphere. It is resisting the pressure so you can sit in the light without feeling cold. If the glass was soft, it would shatter. It is only useful because it is rigid. The tension is what creates the view. Till next week, this is your friend Vinny. Keep it ordinary, keep it simple.